Hi, my name is Lauren, and I'd like to share with you today a peanut butter sweetheart recipe. This is a peanut butter bar cookie recipe with a Philadelphia cream cheese filling center. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to take 1/2 cup of unsalted butter that has been sitting at room temperature, plus 1 1/4 cup of just granulated sugar. I'm going to start creaming that. So while that is creaming, I'm going to get my cookie sheet together. This cookie sheet is 12 by 16 inches. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grease it. And I'm actually just going to use the butter wrapper. That'll save you a little bit of time, and I'll use up the last little bit of butter in here. And it'll also make sure that this bar cookie does not stick. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about this recipe while my butter and sugar are creaming. What had started out as an attempt to make a whoopie pie recipe using peanut butter, I ended up finding a recipe that I ended up altering, and it didn't exactly come out as a whoopie pie, but it turned out to be a great cookie, and in turn ended up turning into a great bar cookie recipe. So I've got the peanut butter cookie, and of course you have to have chocolate anytime you have peanut butter, and in the center you're going to have a Philadelphia cream cheese filling. So now I've got my butter and my sugar all together. I'm going to add 2 eggs, one at a time, making sure that they're fully incorporated. So now I've got my 2 eggs. I'm going to take this, I'm going to scrape down the sides to make sure that everything ends up getting mixed well together. Next, I'm going to add my peanut butter. Now I've got 1 cup of natural peanut butter. You can use chunky if you want, but personally right now I'm using the creamy peanut butter. That seems to work really well with the recipe. If you want to use chunky, then you can certainly do so and add an extra little crunch to this recipe. So I'm going to add in my 1 cup of natural peanut butter, as well as 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And I'm going to let that mix together until everything is thoroughly combined. There goes the measuring spoon. Luckily it went right into the sink, so we're good to go. So I'm going to let that come together. So while that is mixing, I'm going to take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mix everything together so everything is thoroughly combined. Now this is a great recipe that you can serve simply as a bar, or, as I'm going to show you, a nice, beautiful individual dessert. So let's check on our peanut butter mixture. So everything has been combined. I'm just going to scrape down the sides one more time, and I'm going to start adding in my flour. Of course, you want to do this in stages. You don't want to do too much at one time, and you don't want to end up wearing all of your flour. So we're going to go ahead and we'll turn this on low and get this started mixing. So now when I tried this recipe to begin with, I had adapted it from another recipe, and what I've done is taken the peanut butter and made this into a beautiful bar cookie. So we're going to add a little bit more of our flour. So the first time I tried this recipe, I was expecting a nice, fluffy, cake-like cookie. Well, that didn't happen. But you know what? This has a great texture of its own. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more like a big piece of chocolate chip cookie. So normally with whoopie pies, you've got this big, fluffy filling that is usually marshmallow based or something like that. I figured that would not work at all. So that is where I came up with my cream cheese filling. And of course, if I'm going to be using a cream cheese filling, I need it to be Philadelphia cream cheese. That is the only cream cheese I have, and it's always in my fridge. So this dough, this cookie dough, ends up being fairly thick, but don't worry about it. That is actually completely normal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it into my prepared cookie sheet. Or actually, you know what I forgot? There is one more important step. You cannot have peanut butter without chocolate. So I've got 1 cup of semi-sweet mini chocolate chips that I'm going to mix in. So I'm going to mix these in and get everything thoroughly combined and put it into my prepared cookie sheet. Yeah, I almost forgot the chocolate chips. You can't do that. You know, and definitely cannot have peanut butter without chocolate chips. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it into our prepared cookie sheet. And I'm going to spread it out. And we will be ready to go. So you're going to take this. I know it looks a bit thick, but you can easily get everything spread out. So I'm going to go ahead and get this spread out, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so now we've got our bar cookie. I spread it out nice and thin, and it's going to go into a 350-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. And take it out when it's done, put it on the wire rack, and let it cool until you're able to touch it. So real quick, we're going to go through and we're going to make our cream cheese filling. I've got 4 ounces of Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese that's been softened, 6 tablespoons of honey, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla in here. So I'm going to mix this together, and I'm going to add 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm going to mix this all together till everything's completely combined, and then place it in the fridge to let it set up while my cookie bakes and finishes up. So here you can see how nice, creamy, and smooth that our filling is. So I'm going to put this in the fridge and wait until the cookie is ready to go, and I will see you again very soon. Alright, so our cookie has come out of the oven, it's cooled, and I put it out on the platter here to just go ahead and cool off a little bit more. So then I went ahead and I added all of our cream cheese filling. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stack this on top so we have a nice, wonderful bar cookie. Now, of course, you could always stop here and just serve this as is, cut them into bars, and you're good to go. I'm going to show you another presentation. What I'm going to, and shows you exactly where the name Peanut Butter Sweethearts came from. I'm going to use a cookie cutter to cut out an entire heart. I'm going to take this heart, I'm going to place it onto a plate with a little bit of chocolate syrup drizzled across the bottom. Take this, put it right there. I'm going to add a little bit of sweetened whipped cream on top. This is homemade, but of course you can use pre-made or store-bought. And to add the last bit to this recipe, I'm going to drizzle some mini chocolate chips on top. And there you have it, a beautiful peanut butter sweetheart bar cookie with a cream cheese filling that is a gorgeous individual dessert that you can serve anytime. My name is Lauren, and thank you very much for spending your time with me, and I hope you enjoy my recipe, and I hope to see you very soon. Y'all have a great day. Bye!